eye-opener, chimp with a gun. It seems so counterintuitive to me to release all of these artificial intelligent programs out into the world. It feels as if all of these programmers have thrown caution to the wind. While the premise of many Hollywood robot apocalypse movies may be fiction, scientific breakthroughs often come from the creative ideas seen in movies and other forms of art. Just look at how many inventions were inspired by the Star Trek TV series from the 1960s. Heck, the 3 initial laws of robotics come from a book written by sci-fi author Isaac Asimov. Links for Star Trek-inspired inventions and Asimov laws of robotics below. With this in mind, let's consider the warnings of such movies like The Terminator. For those who don't know, in that movie, artificially intelligent robots seek to wipe all humans off the face of the earth. I forget the specifics of the motivation behind the robots' genocidal tendencies, but basically they perceive humanity as the ultimate threat to their existence. In one of the several sequels in the Terminator series of movies, the idea of not releasing the artificial intelligence that powers all defensive systems into the world is touched upon. In that movie, doing so is deemed such a bad idea that a person is sent back in time to assassinate the man who released that AI, called Skynet. And because of the examples provided by movies like Terminator, what should be apparent is that given the fact that so few of us understand the inner workings of the technology represented by artificial intelligence, we probably shouldn't have let it out. Most of us don't even know how technology much less sophisticated than AI works, so why should we trust AI? For instance, the technology in a cell phone, while super smart, is nothing compared to the potential of an artificial general intelligence, or AGI, and probably 99.9999% of the people who use cell phone have no clue as to how they work. Actually, worse than that, the people assembling cell phones probably don't even know how the components they work with every day work, let alone the entire system that makes up a cell phone. This is a scary thought when you consider the fact that cell phones have replaced so many of the functions of which our brains used to be responsible. Just look around. Almost all, if not all, of humanity's knowledge is available on a device that fits in your pocket. But do the people you interact with on a daily basis seem smarter to you? Even though cell phone technology offers a form of communication that surpasses all forms of communication in recorded history, do people seem to be communicating in a manner that will advance our species? When more people are becoming more broke as wealth is redistributed to an ever-shrinking minority, and as addressed in posts on this blig, world leaders are resolving issues like climate change by attacking farmers. They are literally mitigating climate change by going after farmers. They are attacking the people who feed us all out of business. Starving us sounds like a dumb way to save us from air and water pollution. But that's just me. I guess all of this is simply to point out that maybe we should conduct more research into the ways to shut down or at least contain artificial intelligence if or when it views us as an existential threat. I know Elon says his robots can't walk as fast as a human, but a robot can easily change out parts that might allow it to run much faster. For us, however, it takes some kind of invasive surgery just to get our knees back to their basic functionality. Now let's consider the bias that must be encoded in any artificial intelligence offered to the public. This is so because implicit in any such offering is the desire for profit. Behind every AI is the desire to make money, to actually make more money than any competing AI. This is a basic requirement of capitalism, for in capitalism, if your AI is not as smart as your competitor's AI, your AI is not making as much money and will therefore lose market share to your competitor. It is therefore a requirement that your AI seek to be as profitable as possible. For humans, there are limits to what we'll do for profit. At least there are limits for most of us. For a logical entity like an artificial intelligence, such limits might not apply or may not be incorporated in their programming. Such programming would require empathy. And how do you program empathy? So the proverbial cat is out of the bag with so many artificial intelligences released into the wild. When an AI has the potential to process data 100, 1,000, or even millions of times faster than we can, and it has access to all of mankind's knowledge via the internet, onto which we have released AI, should we not fear the possible outcome? To me, What we've done is on par with giving a chimpanzee a machine gun. Link below. To find out other ways you're being screwed by your current leaders, check out the posts on this blog daily. Learn about the biggest and worst issues that America and its people face today. You can also check in to learn about those issues that America and its people will face in the near and distant future. If, however, you would like to learn about possible solutions to either mitigate the worst impacts of these issues or solutions to avoid them altogether, keep listening. The problems we face are not as complicated as so many leaders and news reports claim. They are man-made and are only claimed as complicated so those who are responsible can maintain control. For example, there is a persistent argument that moving government is like turning a cruise ship around. It is supposedly a long process that can only be achieved incrementally. While this may be true for laws and policies that benefit the majority of Americans, it does not seem to be so for that smallest of American minorities. When one examines the policies and laws that benefit that minority known as the elite or the rich, the speed at which those laws are passed is exponentially faster. While most of us sit on the deck chairs waiting for the Titanic to avoid the myriad of icebergs of which we seem to continually run afoul, the elite ride comfortably in speedboats. If, according to our Constitution, all men are created equal, why do the rich live quite different lives than the rest of us? Where is our speedboat? In 2018, Chris Osman wrote a book highlighting the problems humanity would face if more power, wealth, and control were funneled to a small group of individuals, groups, or organizations. In that book, Mr. Osman provided solutions from himself and others to the inevitable problems we would all face. In it, he also provided a means for the public to analyze, compare, and contrast the words and deeds of those we've chosen to follow against our real-world experiences. To this end, Mr. Osman provides the means for readers to disseminate information as provided by their news sources of choice, their elected officials, and any other authority they choose to follow. The book, titled Solutions, Enough Complaining, Let's Fix America, offers a means to hold leaders up, not just to a higher standard than is currently accepted, but to one that will improve lives. Don't give the chimp your gun. Click the link below and get your copy today.